Read Naturally is a technology-based language intervention tool that uses the 5 essential components of reading to improve the reading abilities of students of all ages, from beginning readers to adults needing fluency practice. It was created 20 years ago by Candace and Tom Einott based on the process of teacher modeling, repeated reading, and self-monitoring of progress. It can be ordered online using an order form, but is very costly. There are 2 editions, the Master's Edition, which is not computer-based, and then the Software Edition, which is computer-based, and that's $250 per level, levels 1.0 to 8.0, not including the 5 phonics series, the Spanish series, American Manners and Customs, Idiom series, Sequence series, and more. Districts can order Network Plus software for $1,000 so that all their schools can use it, and schools can do the same for $200. If we go back to the website, and we'll talk about how Read Naturally works. Read Naturally requires a minimum of 3 30-minute sessions a week. The steps begin when the teacher assesses a student to find out what level they should begin at. We're going to look at a quick video where we can see the steps. So, the students come onto they log in, they go to their level, and then they choose a story. They're able to choose whichever story they haven't passed yet. The first thing they'll see are keywords. They'll go through the keywords as the computer reads them to them. Then they'll make a prediction about the story based on what the title says and the keywords. Then they can do their cold timing, where they read the story for 1 minute and they record their words correct per minute. Then they do the read along, where they read along with the story as the computer reads it to them, at least 3 times. Each time the speed of the story of the reading speeds up to practice a higher rate. Then they practice the story, reading the story aloud. Then they take the comprehension quiz. According to the number of questions changes varying on the level. The higher the level, the more the questions in the quiz. Then they practice retelling the story by typing in the story in their own words. This practice is important because it shows students that we're reading for comprehension. We want to understand the story. And all these stories are nonfiction, so they enjoy them, learning about them in that way. Then they have to read the story for pass, and this is when they're trying to attain their goal for words correct per minute. The teacher helps them with this as they listen to the story. As the teacher listens to the story, they can check for expression, error patterns, the correct words count correct per minute, and completion. Then finally, we will look at, let's go back to the very end. We can look at the graph that's created. The blue shows the first cold read, and the red shows their final read. This is a great motivation tool. Students can see what they've achieved. So they can see that they've made improvements in just 3 30-minute sessions. And it tells them how they scored on their comprehension. So, as we go on, we can go back to the product itself. It can be used in centers and interventions, at home, in ELL after-school programs, all sorts of areas. The 1-Minute Reader series is that home series where students can practice with stories at different levels. They can read their story for time, just like they do, and then they can take their quick quiz, just like they do at school. So, research has been done by the creators of the program in different states, Minnesota and Georgia. They were done with beginning readers, special ed students, and general ed students. In all of the cases, the students who used the Read Naturally program did find they did have a gain in their words correct per minute. The special ed students that were tested had a gain of at least 2.3 on average words correct per minute. It is a part of the UDL because it has different means of engagement to motivate the students. Being that it's a computer program, many students are automatically engaged and motivated. It also has multiple means of expression for them to show what they learned. The pros are the teacher manual, the seminar support available, the fact that it's student-directed, has great motivation and engagement, and there's progress monitoring built in, which is huge. The cons are certainly the price and the extensiveness of the program. There are quite a lot of parts of the program, and it's so very expensive and can't be done by teachers alone. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed.